Hey, welcome back to the garden, and welcome back to the series where we are calling it Blue Ribbon or Bust, where I am planting zinnias to grow to compete in this year's Orange County Fair. In the last video, you saw me complete step 2 of our battle plan, where I used Fox Farms Ocean Forest soil to amend my garden bed. So I am going to be moving on to step 3 of our battle plan today, where we are transplanting our zinnia seedlings into the ground. So our seedlings have been growing in seed trays for about 6 weeks, and they're definitely ready to go into the ground. So I grew these seedlings outdoors instead of growing them in my indoor growing space. This saves me time on hardening them off, where I would have to move them in and out of my grow space like for a couple hours every single day. By growing them outside, they are already acclimated to the outdoor sun and wind conditions, so there is no waiting period in between, and they're more ready to go in the ground now. Zinnias are typically a seed that most people will directly sow into the ground, but why do I use a seed tray instead? It gives me more control over the growing conditions of my flowers and make sure that there are no bugs or roly-polies or anything that consumes the seedling right when they come out of the ground. All right, so our garden beds are prepped and we are ready to transplant, so let's take you along. So before we put our seedlings into the ground, it's really important that we understand the positioning of the sun in our yard. It's because when the sun is going from east to west, how the sun travels throughout the day causes shadows. And so what we don't want is a shorter variety of zinnias getting shaded out by a taller variety. So my garden bed is about 6 square feet. So there's about 3 feet by 2 feet this way. So we are going to be doing the Benary's wine and then coral here in the front, and then followed by the Zinnia series. I'm not sure which variety I'm going to put it where just yet. And then in the far front on the right hand side is going to be our Zinderella peach, which is our shortest variety at 24 inches. So as the sun moves across, the Zinderella peach is going to get the most sun possible without getting shaded out by the tall Benary's giants that are the 40 inches. So this is what we're looking for when we are transplanting our seedlings into the ground. We want about 3 sets of leaves before we put them in the ground, and that the roots aren't super spiraling around. So if you see right here, it's starting to start wrapping around, and this is what we don't want. So this is about the perfect time to put them in the ground. Alright everyone, all the zinnias are in the ground. We are on our way to growing some competition ready flowers for this year's Orange County Fair. Let me show you how I laid them all out in the garden bed. Okay, so going from the east side of our garden bed and over to the west side of our garden bed, you're going to see that we put Zinderella peach in the front, the queen blush in the back, the queen red in the front here, queen orange, and then our Benary's giant coral and Benary's giant wine. So it's going to go from a zinnia that is about 24 inches in height to about 30 in the middle, and then 40 inches at the end, so that we will never have any sun blocking the rest of it except for the very late afternoon, which might be okay because it gets very, very, very hot around here. Alright everyone, that is it for today. On my next video on our road to a blue ribbon, we're going to be talking about watering and the rigorous schedule that I have all of my plants on, and how strategic I am about how I water in the garden. If you're curious about the soil I used in today's video, please check out that last video about my soil prep for this zinnia patch. And if you want to keep following me on my road to winning this blue ribbon this year, please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. See ya!